Hey there, I'm Dave Koz. Thank you so much for joining us this weekend, and I'm very excited to have these guys with us. They are the co-founders of the very cool group Third Force. Joining me here in the studio is keyboardist and multi-instrumentalist Craig Dobbin. Great to see you again, Craig. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. So good to be here with you, Dave.
Well, great to have you here. And if the internet gods are smiling down on us all the way from Thailand via Zoom, a big welcome to fellow co-founder of the group Third Force, William Aura. Great to see you, William.
Glad to be back.
Well, I'm happy to have you back. So, guys, it's been 8 years since your last release, Global Force. So let me ask each of you what you've been up to. Craig, you want to jump in here first?
Well, it's kind of funny. Right near the end of Global Force, I started doing music for the TV show NCIS Los Angeles, which kept me busy for a good 8 years. So that was pretty much, consumed a lot of my time.
Well, that's not a bad way to spend your downtime, I would say. Thank you for all the incredible music. I'm a fan of the show. The music is amazing. William, how have you been spending your time these past 8 years? Obviously, a move to Thailand.
Yes. Well, I've been involved for nearly 20 years now with Playing for Change, and we do music videos around the world. And just last week celebrated our 2 billion views on what we've been doing. So it's very exciting to work with Mark Johnson and his team and be able to stay kind of, associated with music. But we're glad to be back with Third Force. We didn't really expect to be doing another album, and here it is, and it's being so well received, so we're just very grateful to be here.
Well, in fact, the new single has already gone to #1. Congratulations, guys. And we'll be hearing it in just a bit. But for those in our audience who may not be familiar with Playing for Change, William, can you give us a little background on it? I know about it, and I love this organization, and it's worthy of further explanation.
Mark Johnson and Whitney Cronkey are the founders of it back 2002, but he came out to our record label at the time when he had the idea, Higher Octave Music, and that's where we became friends, and over a cup of coffee we decided to work together. And at that time I was starting music programs in schools in Southeast Asia. That became my hobby and my habit for quite a while. Nice. And started a sponsorship project, and so I knew the Nepal, Tibet, Indian area pretty well, and they wanted to do some recordings around the world, so his whole crew flew in, and we worked, I think, almost 40 days and 40 nights, and recorded all over the area, and then made a film that came out in 2009 called Peace Through Music. That was, we sold 500,000 DVDs. That's when DVDs were still being purchased, and it blew up. Wow. So I've just been a thread in the fabric, you might say. Now I'm writing for them. I write stories for them on their releases and everything. So it's just been a wonderful journey to keep me in the music side, particularly in the street side, you might say, because a lot of this is just street musicians and people you meet around the world. So it's all about creativity and spirit and world peace, and we're so thrilled for its success.
Well, congratulations, my friend, and thank you for all the amazing work that you guys are doing. And for our listeners who haven't seen any of the amazing Playing for Change videos, I urge you to go over to YouTube and check them out. Really fantastic and meaningful. So going back to the earliest days of the group, how did you settle on the name Third Force? Curious to know.
Well, I mean, it's contained in the title, because the third force is the energy we refer to when two people collaborate. There's a third force that's bigger than the sum of the two parts. It's like this energy that comes from collaboration. So the entire band was founded on that spirit of collaboration, and that when people come together, it's greater than the sum. So we're always open to anything. It's like when we tell players, we don't come in and direct them very much. We say, what do you hear? What do you think? Because we know that their ideas will take songs in a direction that we never expected. And we invite and encourage that. And sometimes it takes, new players to warm up to that idea, because they're like, what do you mean? You don't have an idea? It's like, yeah, we do, but just you go with what you feel. And once they get into it, though, the player then becomes such a part of the music. It's not like a hired gun. It's like we're all this collaborator. So Third Force, even though Aura and I may be the facilitators, I would say, we're definitely not the sound. That comes together from the spirit of collaboration.
Craig Dobbin, one of the co-founders of the group Third Force, in the studio with us this weekend. And so, William, I want to get back to you for a moment. You were telling me during the break that you get your messages in your hut in Thailand. I'm really curious, what prompted your move in the first place? And tell us about this hut.
Yeah, I live in northeastern Thailand. We have a rice field here, and we grow rice. It's a village, and I love it. I came up here years ago to work and got stuck here in the pandemic and fell in love with the area and the people and started a cultural center here. And so we teach kids on weekends English and art and dance and their culture, and about 60 kids every Saturday and Sunday. We feed them too, and it's a very poor area, so I get to continue that kind of humanitarian work, which is just very fulfilling. Yeah, so we got bamboo huts here. The weather's the type of weather that you're just in shorts and tank tops and sandals all day, every day, all year.
It's amazing. Well, congratulations on the important work that you're doing for the kids there and for the communities there. Godspeed to you. That's really amazing. Congrats. Well, I know you guys had mentioned that you didn't know if you had anything sort of left to say musically when you were making this new record, Lifeforce, but based on the success of the first single, apparently you still have lots to say musically. Third Force has always been ahead of the trends. That's the way your band has always been for me. It's basically timeless.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We definitely do. And, I was talking to Rodney, the sax player on the new record yesterday, and we were just talking about the Third Force sound. And I tell you, I could not in a million years pinpoint what it is. But for some reason, when we do it, they're like, I'll play it for people like, oh, that sounds like Third Force. I'm like, I wish I knew how we do that, but that's just the nature of what comes out when we collaborate.
It's almost like an attraction, like when you're making the music, it's like it all adheres to the Third Force sound. That's kind of the way it hits me, at least, as a musician. And speaking of collaborations, the new Third Force single, Show Me the Way, features German-born guitarist Niels, who's awesome. Tell us how all that came together.
Well, Niels has been a kind of a label mate with the last 10 years, and I've never had the pleasure of meeting him, but been a big fan of his voice. I mean, I know he's a guitar player, but the way he plays guitar, he speaks, and it's got attitude and a lot of texture to what he plays. And so we were invited by Tom Hayden, the label head, to reach out to him, and we always like to work with new people on each album. We usually bring somebody into the fold that we meet, and so it was just a wild chance to see how we might connect, again, without having any relationship from the past. And of course, when he delivered the tracks, I remember that day, because usually I'm on the other side of the world, so I wake up in the morning, my inbox would have some tracks from somebody that's been recording that day, and I remember Craig forwarded me his takes, and it's really a joy to just sit out. I'm at a rice field in a bamboo hut and play back a track and have it just sit right in the pocket. Like the attitude was just really phenomenal, how well and easily it was received, and quite frankly, it was probably one of the easiest things we did on the album.
I love it when that happens. Just the concept of sitting in a hut listening to guitar tracks puts a smile on my face. I can't tell you what it means to have you both here. Congratulations on 30 years of music making, and we look forward to the next visit. Hopefully, it won't be another 8 years. I don't like this long delays between our visits. Thank you so much for coming by the studio. Craig, appreciate you so much.
Dave, thanks so much.
And William, thanks for jumping on Zoom to be here as well, all the way from Thailand. I know it's very late over there right now, so thank you for that. And much continued success. Thanks for all the great music. 30 years and counting.
Yeah, Dave, if I can add something, let me add something on mine, Dave. It's like, 9 Grammy nominations, man. And I think what I see, has it been 11 number one albums on Billboard? You are an inspiration to us and to many, probably way more than you know. And, you've been doing your thing for decades now. It's very inspiring. And you got to be acknowledged for the light you are and for how many you inspire in so many ways. The humanitarian work you do. I mean, man, you're out there doing it, and it's our pleasure to stay connected. And we wish you the best, man.
Oh man, well, you just made my week, month, year decade with those words. I'll get you that $20. It's coming in the mail, William. Thank you so much for those beautiful words. It means a ton coming from you. And to the both of you, thank you so much for being here. William Aura, Craig Dobbin, co-founders of the group Third Force.